The pirates clearly didn't know what they were up against on this day. They've already stopped boarding, and the ones left on the deck are getting cut down by your relentless attacks. Some of the Dragon Turtle crew cut the ropes holding the two vessels together, allowing you to drift away from the pirates. A couple of the boarders, in hopes of saving themselves, leap overboard. Though you lost some crew, the rest start cheering at the successful defense. The boats are at least 24 feet apart already. When you look over at the other ship, several of the grizzled bandits now have 6 smiles on their faces as one, wearing a flowing blue cloak, climbs onto the rigging. He pulls a small metal object from his belt and begins working the moving parts. As he does, he calls out, "Some of you'd have lived as slaves if you'd have just gone quiet like, but none gets away to tell about us." He holds the object forward in his outstretched arms, the small tube on the front pointed at Captain Hagen, and then he pulls the lever with his finger. With a small explosion, the tip of his weapon lights up, smoke rising from the opening. You hear a grunt as the captain instantly collapses to the deck, a huge bloody hole blown in the middle of his chest. The pirate captain laughs as he readies the weapon to fire again. The crew starts to flee the awesome power of the weapon, but with another shot, another collapses, blood spurting from a hole in his back. One brave crewman finds a bow and inexpertly fires an arrow at the man in the blue cloak. It sails wide, but still gives him pause. "Ha ha! Still not given up? Fine by me!" He looks down and says, "Send them to the sea floor!" Panels of the hull on the other ship flip open, and 3 much larger metal tubes push through, pointed right at the Dragon Turtle. A moment of terror grips everyone on the deck before they fire together. The ship rocks as holes are blown into the side of the hull, and it begins to list hard to the side as seawater gushes into the lower decks. The ship begins to sink. You hear furious activity on the other boat as the weapons are ready to fire again, and you know that the Dragon Turtle doesn't have much longer. Callous laughter rings out over the water as the pirate crew enjoys the spectacle of death and destruction. Their captain calls out again, "You say hello to sweet goddess Umberlee for me when she takes you into the depths! Ha ha!" He gives you a mocking salute, and then an obscene gesture before laughing heartily. The first cannon fires again, shaking the ship once more. You have to climb up over the railing on the far side of the deck to keep from falling in the water as the ship tilts even further. The second cannon fires, tearing through the main mast, which collapses into the water. There's screaming everywhere as people are caught in the deadly shower of splinters of the occasional shot from the captain. The third cannon fires, and the stress on the structure of the ship is too much as it splits in half. You look down into the blood-stained water, trying to stay on the hull as best you can. But you only have a minute before the cannons fire again, so you'll have to abandon ship. With a deep breath, you leap from the hull into the tropical water below, doing your best to avoid the debris that litters the scene.